All right, guys. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go in depth into this three-step strategy. We're going to go through it one by one so that you know exactly what to implement and how to follow. Okay. So starting with optimizing your Facebook profile. Why do we optimize our Facebook profile? Because this, I want you guys to think about your overall Facebook profile as your overall storefront. Okay. It is your sales funnel to bring people in. It is your personal brands, and most importantly, it's your first impressions. Okay. Now, let me just share with you guys that I'm not a big social media guy until I discovered high ticket affiliate marketing using Facebook organic. So I only now use it literally just for business. Okay. So what you'll typically find is that you would have the very first thing that anyone would see is your Facebook profile, and they will always start at your cover photo. Remember that this is a sales funnel. Okay. Treat it like it so you will understand everything. There's a few components. One is your cover photo. Two, your profile image. Three, your intros. Okay, so all of these are very, very important, and I'm going to break down what exactly you need to have in your cover photo and why is it super important. It is super important because this is basically your only chance to be seen, so to speak, right? Like, it's your first impression when someone, it's like someone stepping into a store, and these are the first few things that they see. So that's why these are super important. So now I've included a couple of things that you can take note of when it comes to creating a cover photo. Facebook is about building the know, like, and trust, right? Because we're in the online space, we don't get to meet people face to face. So it's important for you to have your an approachable image, ideally something that something that's approachable, friendly, with a smile, right? Very important. You need to have an image of yourself on your cover photo. The second thing is you either want to have a brand name, or in my case, I use my own name as my brand. The third thing that you want to have is you want to have a line that speaks to a specific target audience. Okay, so in this case, I'm trying to speak to people who wants to start an online business. All right, and a sub message that kind of just explain what your main message is. And this number 5 is the key takeout, which is if there's only one thing that I want the user to take note of, this would be it, right? It's about earning $1,000 commissions online. Okay. Then you want to have a CTA button, because when they click on it, there will be a description, which I'll show you guys in the next slide. Number 7, number 8, number 9 are basically visual cues, as we call it in the advertising industry. It just helps you to express a certain mood and feel, right? So dark blue represents knowledge, power, integrity. At the back here is a picture of a beach. It's a subconscious signal to freedom. And I added these gold bars, premium cues. Okay. Um, yes, you can start off by using Canva and create your own cover. That's perfectly fine too. But if you have about $10 to $25, I highly recommend that you just go onto Fiverr, fix all your messaging, find a designer to create a very good Facebook profile cover for you guys, because you only need to do it once, and it's so important because it's the first thing that people actually see. Okay, so that's the first step for optimizing your Facebook profile. You start with a cover photo. The next thing that you want to look at is, remember how I said that if someone clicks, you want to then identify opportunity to put in your affiliate link, right? Because you partner with a company, they give you a link for you to promote. Now this is where you put in the links. Okay, so first thing, what I did here was I kept the messaging everywhere as consistent as possible. Okay, so my messaging is how to make learn how to make your first $1,000 online. Okay, so here I repeat it. Want to learn a proven 3-step process that helped me in thousands make their first $1,000 online? Free training shows you how, and that's link number 1. Okay, and if you see down here on my intro, let me just full screen this. I explained the same thing again. This 3-step process helped thousands make their first $1,000 online. Here's link number 2, and you'll notice that this message and this message here and this message here is super consistent. I'm talking about one thing, which is teaching people how to make their first $1,000 online, right? And the last place which is down here. under websites, you want to then drop in your links. Okay. So why is it important to find opportunity for link placements? Because these things, when you optimize your Facebook profile correctly, it would already tell people that what are you currently doing. You're teaching people how to make money online, and you're giving them entries into your into the program that you are promoting, right? So some people would have not even spoken to me, but they saw me comment, they saw my post, they were interested to learn about who I am. They land on my Facebook page, and then they start seeing this. Okay, so I get a lot of people signing up just from here. Okay, so that's the first part. And the reason why, when it comes to Facebook, there's fundamentally three things that we want to do. Okay, we want to build the know factor, we want to build the like factor, and finally, we want to build the trust factor. Okay, because this is the online world and we are not meeting people face to face, the first thing that you want to do is get people to know who you are, right? Once they get to know who you are, they will start to like you based on the type of content, posts, and videos about what you write about, right? And eventually, if they find that you write valuable things, they like the way that you think, they think that you're motivated, you eventually build the trust. And once you establish that trust, this is where literally, as long as the person trusts you, you can make pretty much any recommendation that makes sense for them. Okay, so in this example, every single post that I write touches upon the know factor, the like factor, and the trust factor. Okay, so let me give you an example. Even though you don't know much about me, you've never met me or never spoken to me, but because you've been seeing my posts, in this post, you get to know that I'm actually a family man. I have a wife and I have a French bulldog. In this post, you will learn that I'm actually also a fitness junkie, spin instructor, right? In this post, you'll know that I share results about my high ticket affiliate marketing. In this post, it establishes trust because it's testimonials from people, what they're saying about me, and things like that. Okay, so every single post that you create is going to drive a certain objective. Okay, so that's the main reason why we do what we do. We write it in such a way. Okay, now when it comes to content strategy, don't worry, you're probably thinking, oh my god, Alwi, I have no idea what to write about. So here I'm actually going to share with you guys a content strategy that you can follow on a Monday to Saturday basis. Okay, it doesn't have to be fixed. All right, what I want you guys to do is use it as a guideline so that you kind of know like what you can write about. Okay, so for example, for me personally, when I first started, I wrote every day, 6 days a week, I will write a post and I'll take one day off. Okay, I did that consistently for about 2 months or so, and you can just scroll through my personal Facebook profile and kind of go through how I build it up. Okay, what I like to talk about for me as a personal preference is motivational quotes. Okay, um, and you will notice that in all the posts that I put, every single one of them had have a picture of me, right? Because remember, Facebook is all about building the know factor, the like factor, and the trust factor. Okay, so I always make sure that in every post that I put, whether regardless of what am I talking about, there's always a picture of me. And let me just be clear, guys, like I don't take pictures of myself before I started my high ticket affiliate marketing journey. Okay, so this was new for me as well, and something that I just got used to. Okay, so on Monday, for example, you can talk about any of this category, right? Monday, you can talk about motivational quotes, because on Mondays, most people usually need the motivations to power through the week. Okay, so this is an example of a motivational quote. What I personally like to do is I like to write the quotes that I personally believe in. So I don't just copy and paste online. I actually write something that that actually means something to me, right? So in this one, what we do today brings us a step closer to where we want to be tomorrow. These are things essentially that I tell myself. Okay. And then Tuesday, you can do value posts. I love to do value posts. Value posts are essentially things that you write that might be valuable to others when they read it, right? Like this is a value post, right? What's the difference between low ticket and high ticket, right? And what did I learn from this process? And why did I share it with them? Because when someone is deciding and they happen to come across this post, they'll find value in it. Like, oh my gosh, Alwi, thank you for sharing me your story, because you could have potentially helped me avoid, 6 months or even a year by going through low ticket first. Okay. And I also like to talk about current struggles. I like to talk about my successes, my wins. Basically, guys, when it comes to content, you just want to pick what kind of content that you want to talk about every day for the next 6 days, right? You want to do this consistently, because this is one way that you are going to build that know factor, that like factor, and trust factor, because people will be following you. They might not engage with you, but believe me when I say they will follow you for the next months and months to come. Okay. They are reading silently, but next thing you know, they might just drop you a DM as well. So don't overthink it. Keep it short, keep it simple. Write about things that matters to you. Okay. Write about things that you learn. Write about things like why you started affiliate marketing, what's your dream, what's your goal, what's your challenges, and how you overcome it. Okay. So the way that I like to think about post writing, I like to think about it as a form of writing to myself, like what I wish, that I told myself. So you can go to my Facebook profile and go through my posts. You'll notice that I write a lot of things that I wish I knew earlier, right? That will be helpful for others. Okay. All right. So the next part to this, so this is one way to actually drive traffic into your Facebook profile. So if you go back here, right, by writing the post, sorry, give me a second. The next thing that you can do, and this is completely optional, guys, you can also utilize, since I'm talking about Facebook organic strategy, you can also create short 5 to 15 seconds Facebook Reels. Create videos on make money online. You ideally want to post about 3 videos a day. But when you're first starting, don't worry. Even 1 video every week is fine, because it's about getting used to it and slowly putting it out. And not just post your videos. You also want to utilize, after you post the videos, you want to utilize the comment section, because any opportunity for us to promote something is a really good space, right? So for me, the way I use my Facebook Reels now is to bring people into my Facebook group. So you see here, I create 100% free live training. Here's the link. But you can just as well promote your high ticket offer right here as well. Okay, so this is optional. If you want to be even more advanced, you can do TikToks, you can do shorts, and you can repurpose them onto reels. But I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I just want to share with you guys things that it's enough for you to be able to make your first few high ticket sales. Okay, so we covered about traffic, right? Organic traffic by writing posts, and also by writing posts and also creating short form content like Facebook Reels. Now let's talk about how else can you find hot leads, right? And the answer to that is actually quite simple. It's via Facebook groups. Okay. So what you fundamentally want to do is you want to search for Facebook groups that are for people who already know about affiliate marketing. Okay. Not all groups are equal. So let me tell you right now, these are examples. It doesn't mean that I recommend them. It's just a search that came out. Okay. You want to look for private groups. Okay. Because if it's a public groups with high members, you're going to find a ton of spammers, right? So it's going to be low quality. So you want to join only private groups. Second, you also want to join paid groups, right? And what I mean by paid groups is not like you pay money to join the group. It's usually groups that will, if you join a certain programs, they will have a private Facebook group for people who purchase. So that's what I mean by paid groups. If you don't have any paid groups, don't worry about it. Okay, private groups is good enough. And what you then want to do is join these groups and start adding as much value as possible. Okay, because when you add value, everything will, this is the best way that people will get to know you, like you, and trust you. And because on how you respond, people will naturally click on your name, and this whole sales process starts. They'll be curious, who is this Alwi? and they'll go through your entire Facebook profile, they will see your links, they will see your posts, and then they will get a very good idea about who you are. Okay, so every day in all of these Facebook groups, there are people who will come in and they will ask things, right? Like this lady, she says, hey, I'm new, thinking about faceless TikTok. If you know the answer, or if you have an answer that you can share that will be valuable to this kind of post, please answer it. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything hard, it could be just be things that you already know about. Okay, so like this one, hey guys, still yet to make my first sale but working hard, just wanted to ask everyone what were their struggles, problems when they first starting out. So this is a great chance for you to actually add value, reply, and be able to connect with more people and create that curiosity that they want to add you as friend, or you add them as friend, and eventually bring them into your Facebook profile. Okay, so that's how you find hot leads. What you then want to do also is you want to naturally start adding friends from Facebook groups that you are participating in, because that's where you will get to connect with more people. Okay, so in order to do that, it's quite simple. You go into Facebook groups, you look under members, and you can start adding people that you feel that you want to connect with. Okay, so that's how you can utilize Facebook groups, adding, engaging, creating your personality, your authority. Just imagine this, right? Imagine a Facebook group like going to a local um, coffee shop, right? If you're there trying to help as many people writing content, naturally people in their group will slowly start to know you, like you, and eventually trust you. And next thing you know, people will start asking you for your advice. Okay, so that's exactly what I did. So then I started to get a lot of people who started to DM me, asking me for help, asking me for more information about whatever it was that I was trying to answer. So super powerful. Okay, and now that we've find people on Facebook group, the next step is to actually build relationships via Messenger. Okay, so this is where the magic happens, because they now know you, they now like you, now somehow you manage to bring them into a messenger and strike a conversation. I just want to share with you guys that a lot of people ask me this question: how do I build relationship with Messenger, right? I'm an introvert and stuff like that. There's no specific process in building a relationship, but my best advice is to treat it like you're building a relationship in real life. Okay, how would you say hi to somebody who's sitting at the end of the bar? Okay, it's no different online. Okay, so you want to, ideally for me, the reason why I can build genuine relationships with most of you guys that know me is because I have genuine intentions, right? I want to ideally find out about who you are, what you do, what's your goals are, what do you want to achieve, what you're struggling with, because I'm trying to figure out how can I help you. Okay, so that's part of building relationships. And you can see in this first example, this person added me, and I noticed that in this profile that he was an ex-detective, right? So the first question I asked him was an icebreaker. Super powerful, guys, because you want to build relationships, right? You don't want to be the guy that suddenly gets a DM and say, hey, I have this amazing software, if you want to buy it, here's the link, right? It never works. So it's building relationships, creating small talks, and the overall goal is just to get to know people and have genuine intentions. Okay, this second person, I saw that she commented in the group that she's been scammed, she's still wanting to make it work, and she just lost faith in people. So I dropped her a voice note, which by the way is super powerful, because I was trying to tell this lady that, hey, listen, I'm sorry that you got scammed. Not everyone is bad out there. I genuinely want to help you. Let me know how, right? So this lady replied this. Okay, this is super valuable. And then eventually, right, these examples is me reaching out to those prospects, right? So in the beginning, you need to do a lot of reaching out as well. But it makes it a lot easier because they see your post, they see your profile, the entire sales funnels run. Eventually, you'll get to the stage where once you do this like for weeks, months to come, people will eventually know who you are because they're secretly been following you, right? Reading your content. Eventually, you'll find people just like this who come in, drop me a DM, edit me as friend, drop me a DM, and just basically tell me what their problem was and see if I can help them. Okay, so this is the stage, the end goal that you want to get into, because that's essentially why we start doing all of this work, because eventually people will start to flow into you naturally as you establish who you are. The more people know you, more people like you, more people will trust you and start asking for all of your advice. Okay. So building relationships is super important, guys, because every day, even till today, I still get people who who add me as friend and suddenly, just send me a text like, stop pitching and selling to me, guys. And I feel so sorry for them, because it's such a waste of time doing that. You need to at least get to know the person, and remember, it's worth doing, because the product that you are promoting is a high ticket, right? So it's definitely worth building a relationship with all of your future customers or your prospects. Okay, so once you build that relationships and you start to understand, what are their challenges, what are their goals, what exactly is it they want to achieve, what exactly are they struggling with, right? So you want to understand all of these things. And the reason why I always want to understand all of these things is because I'm trying to identify whether the product that I have solves the problem that they are telling me. Okay, if it does, then this is when I'll make the recommendation. Okay. In most cases, I never hard sell it. Okay. Because I believe in helping them first, ask later, or not ask at all. Okay. So in these examples, are live examples where I spoke about how the product will help solve their problem, but I spoke about it very casually, right? I didn't ask them to buy. I just told them very briefly that I think I might have something that may be able to solve whatever that they told me earlier, right? So if you see this as an example, this person literally asked me for the link. Okay, I didn't even send them the link. They asked me for it. Eventually, they bought. This lady, for example, right, we're having a casual conversations about her making chicken burgers and veggies for her kids, to suddenly like, hey, I'm listening to this, when I make the payment, I'll let you know so we can get started, right? So I hope you guys see how powerful this is. It's very controversial because most people will tell you sell, 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 but in my case it's help, 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 help. Okay, because when you go out of your way and truly build relationship with these people, and you really, really, really try to help them with genuine intentions, then it makes it so much easier to close that sale. Okay, guys? So super simple. And by the way, two ways that you can do this, right? You can do it via Messenger, or you can do this via Zoom call. Okay, but I'm going to tell you right now that getting people onto Zoom calls are going to increase your conversion rate by a significant amount. Okay, much higher. I think it's probably 2 times, if not 3 times. Okay, so if you're completely new, I know it's a bit scary to get into a Zoom call. I remember how nervous I was, but it was actually a really good learning experience, because I get to speak to people one-on-one, and it helped me to develop my skill that eventually I no longer need to do Zoom calls, and I can just pretty much close them on Messenger. Okay, but when you start, I would highly recommend to try and get into Zoom calls as well. Only if you feel that you really can't do it, then don't worry. You can always do the building relationships and closing them onto Messenger. Okay, but don't close them too quickly. You ideally want to know whether the product that you're promoting actually solves that problem. Okay, so that's essentially it. Not long ago, I wrote a post about help first and ask later, or not ask at all. Right? Be brutally honest and sincere. If there's one thing different about me versus everyone else, I'm brutally honest and the responses. Like, if any of you guys ask me any questions, I tell you guys straight up. I will tell you as well if it's going to waste your time or if it's the wrong move to make. Okay. And people really, really appreciate this genuine response and sincerity, because they know that I'm not trying to BS them and just try to sell. I actually tell you the truth, right? So very, very important. Okay. So that's essentially the overall strategy on how to do this, right? So we spoke about optimizing our Facebook profile. It is your storefront, it is your business front, it is your brand. It's the very, very first thing that people would see. That's why it's so important to make sure you have a perfect cover photo, optimize your entire profile by adding your links and making sure that you are writing content. And then you want to fundamentally drive traffic by joining Facebook groups, adding friends, and also creating Facebook Reels as an optional, and You want to bring them and start building relationships, then bring them into a Zoom call, or if not, try to close them via Messenger. Okay, so this is the big picture on how it all flows in together. Okay, give me a second. All right. So yeah, so I want you guys to think about it this way, right? Because maybe when I share it on the step by step, you don't see how all of this comes together. So, number one, we focus on optimizing our Facebook profile. Why? Because everything we do when it comes to generating free traffic comes into your Facebook profile first, right? So, for example, earlier I said we're going to join Facebook groups, we're going to add value, we're going to add some friends and connect with people. When they get curious about who you are, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to look at your Facebook profile. Okay. And that's where the sales process starts. When they get into your sales, when they see your profile, your cover photo, they start to see your post, they start getting to know, like, and trust you. And what essentially happens later is that most of these people will then move into your DMs, your messenger, where you start building relationships and eventually start closing sales. And that gets you to the high ticket. Okay. And also, as I said earlier, those Facebook Reels are just going to be additional sources of traffic to send more people here so that you can bring them through the entire process. Okay. Which then leads into secret number 5, which is do not sell, but help them as best as you can. Okay, it's kind of strange, right? Because you want to make money, but I found that this is the best way to do it, right? I don't sell it to people. I recommend it, number one, but first and foremost, I help them as best as I can. Okay, I have the genuine intentions because I realized that the best feeling in the world is to be able to build a business online that makes you money while being able to help people. So it's a general intentions for me. If you can have it for yourself, then believe me when I say that this is going to be a very, very important secret. Okay, so do not sell, help as best as you can, because when people are always struggling when they start affiliate marketing or want to learn to make money online. So the easiest way to differentiate yourself is to be someone who is approachable, who is accessible, who is willing to go out of your way to help someone out. Okay, and you can 100% thank me for it later. Okay, so that's secret number 5. We went through a slightly longer session because I went through the overall strategy and I broke it down to step by step on exactly what you guys need to do. In secret number 6, it's a little bit more advanced, but I'm going to teach you a way on how you can start making even more sales once you nail this all down by creating your bonus offer. So I'll see you guys in the next one.